good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We're almost at 100 subscribers. Let me know what other videos y'all want me to react to. Today, we're going to be reacting to 20 things in the NBA that you probably didn't know. And let's go ahead and get to the video.
Spare bedroom. Just a bedroom that's sitting empty. All of you should be taking that spare bedroom.
There's a lot of things the NBA doesn't tell you, from referees rigging games to players doing some crazy things to get a win. These are 20 things you didn't know about the NBA. And for number 20, I bet you had no idea that NBA mascots get paid more than doctors. Yeah, Benny the Bull makes $400,000, Harry the Hawk $500,000, and Rocky the Mountain Lion makes $625,000 a year. Damn, these mascots are rich. That's crazy.
Boy.
So is number 19, because you probably didn't know that NBA arenas can turn into monster truck derbies. Yeah, and it only takes 90 minutes. So if you stay a little bit after an NBA game, you can catch moments like this. God damn, these monster trucks are dangerous.
I've been to one of those. Those are actually pretty lit. I used to watch them as a kid. Monster Jam, all that. That one was lit. I want to go to another one, low key.
And speaking of monsters, we got to talk about number 18. Because I bet you didn't know about the referee that's banned from the NBA. This is Tim Donaghy. And in the early 2000s, he was one of the most respected refs in the entire league. But behind the scenes, Tim had a dark secret. Yeah, this man had a gambling problem. And not only was he illegally betting on his own games, but he was also selling insider information to his friends, tipping them off on fouls he'd be calling that night, making up to $5,000 for every bet he helped him win. While Tim thought he was running a genius scheme, what he didn't know was that his gambling advice was ending up in the hands of some dangerous people, the mafia, who wanted Tim's help at any cost.
What kind of threats did you receive?
Death threats.
What did they say?
That I was going to be killed.
Did you believe them?
I wasn't sure.
Yeah, Tim was in deep with the Sharks. And eventually, the man was swallowed whole. Because in 2007, after a series of FBI wiretaps, feds caught wind of Tim's scheme. So just a month later, he officially pled guilty to 2 felony gambling charges, leading to 15 months in federal prison. Damn, I didn't know refs could be that twisted. But I didn't know number 17 either. The fact that the tallest and shortest players in NBA history were teammates. Yeah, in the 80s, the Washington Bullets wanted to build the most unique team in the league. So they drafted 7'7" Manute Bol and 5'3" Muggsy Bogues. And together, they looked ridiculous.
And here's his
That's
opposite.
crazy.
Look at this. Manute Bol, 7'5".
Man, Manute, we was always comfortable with ourselves and always comfortable in terms of who we were.
Man, these two were built different. But there's one player that was really built different. Because for number 16, there's an NBA player that's missing a finger.
You've already put a parlay on this game with the life parlay.
The height difference is crazy, though.
You bet.
This is Gerald Green, and when Gerald was just 11 years old, he lost his finger in a horrific accident. But despite being short-handed, he went on to become a star, playing 12 seasons in the NBA, earning over $20 million, even winning the 2007 dunk contest.
Missing a finger.
Someone needs to give this guy a high four, and give dude some money too. Because for number 15, I doubt you knew that NBA players got paid less than truck drivers. Yeah. See, back in the 70s, the average NBA salary was just $35,000 a year. That's $5,000 less than what truck drivers made. And it didn't matter how good the player was either, because Wilt Chamberlain, one of the greatest of all time, made just $1.5 million his entire career. That's how much Steph Curry makes in 3 games. These dudes are cashing fat checks. But hey, they don't always get every dime. Because for number 14, you probably knew that players got fined for breaking rules. But what you didn't know is where the money goes. Because the NBA gives every last penny to charity. And since 2010, the league's donated over $100 million, all because of fines. So flipping off fans or swearing at reporters is really all for a good cause. But number 13 is all for the flex. because I bet you had no idea that NBA championship rings cost millions. See, in 2020, the
Yeah, I
Lakers won
figured
their
that.
17th
It must
title
be
in
expensive.
franchise history.
They look nice,
They
though.
wanted to celebrate big, so they hit up celebrity jeweler Jason of Beverly Hills and had him craft the most expensive rings in NBA history.
We had diamonds going all the way down the side. We had each player's number written with a mamba snake in the background in honor of Kobe Bryant. We really went
Dang.
over and beyond on this particular ring because it's the home city. I'm a huge fan, and I want it to be bigger and better than any ring we've ever made.
Each of these rings
Dang.
cost over $150,000. So in total, the Lakers spent
Yeah,
over
big
$3
money, bro.
million. Damn, the rings do look flashy though, but I can't say the same for number 12.
It look good
I
though.
bet you didn't know that. The granny shot is scientifically proven to be the most effective free throw form. Yeah. This is Rick Barry, and in the 60s, he was doing the unthinkable, shooting every free throw, granny style. The man looked ridiculous, but hey, it worked, because Barry was shooting 90% from the free throw line.
Dang.
That's the same percentage as Steph Curry. Now, as weird as the granny shot is,
Man, you start
it's
shooting
nothing
granny
compared to
shot,
number
boy.
11, because NBA players have some of the weirdest names imaginable. I mean, there's God Sham God, Wawa Jones, even got Fat Lever knocking down threes. But there's one
Fat
player in
Lever.
France the NBA needs to sign, because he'd have the weirdest name in NBA history.
Song, curling off the three, driving baseline. Oh, you fat with a three. Yes, I just said that. That is that man's name. Don't tweet at me. I don't want a tweet from anybody. That's the man's name.
Heck no,
Mr.
no.
Oh, you fat. If you're watching this, I want a signed jersey, dog. That name is fire. Well, look, we're in the top 10 now. So
Hey,
from
that's
here on
crazy.
out,
That's
you
your
won't know a
name?
damn thing. And I bet you didn't know that the NBA is going to Mexico. See, in 2019, Mexico City got their own NBA G League team, the Mexico City Capitanes. And soon after, the NBA started to see a huge growth in popularity. So in 2022, they announced plans to add new official teams to the league, with options like Las Vegas, Seattle, and most importantly, Mexico City. But whatever city gets a team, I just hope their branding's on point. Cause for number
Yeah,
9,
for sure.
Carly didn't.
Yeah, I'll be playing 2K. They talk about this will be expanding to Africa or something. I feel like that'd be lit, cause like more hoopers, more people to get the chance to get the money. I feel like it'd be a good opportunity. Spread the league too.
Know that the NBA had some of the weirdest logos ever, like this terrifying Knicks logo or this hideous Celtics logo. Hell, in the
Heck no.
60s, this was the Lakers logo. Man, you could have had a giraffe. Ridiculous. But if you want ridiculous,
ridiculous, though.
we
That's
got
like
number
trash,
8.
for
Because
real.
you didn't know that it's scientifically proven that James Harden plays worse in cities with good strip clubs. Yeah, in 2019, a Redditor analyzed Harden's performance in every NBA city for the past 4 seasons. And after comparing each city's average strip club rating, the results were mind-blowing. Because he found out that, to a statistically significant degree, Harden's performance declines in cities with the best clubs, like Miami and LA. Damn, this man James got the wrong head in the game. Unbelievable.
So who took the time to analyze all the clubs in the cities, all James Harden's games? Whoever did that got too much time on their hands. Way too much time on their hands. You that invested
Sometimes
into somebody like that?
life can end way
Heck,
worse.
that's crazy.
That's why for number 7, I don't think you knew that the league made a rule with saving players' lives. See, in 1986, the NBA's next big star, Len Bias, was drafted 2nd overall by the Celtics. People were expecting the kid to dominate the league for years to come. Sadly, only 2 days later, tragedy struck.
The Maryland medical examiner has now issued his report on the death of the college basketball star Len Bias. It confirms the worst suspicions. He died of heart failure because he used cocaine. First, here's ABC's Bill Green.
From that day forward, the NBA couldn't stand to watch another young star suffer the same fate. So just a month later, they created the Rookie Transition Program, where incoming rookies are taught how to adjust to the NBA lifestyle, from drugs and alcohol classes to financial
Just got
assistance
drafted, you
courses,
still do
even
cocaine,
media
though?
training. So these days, players are getting the support and education they need to make the best of their careers. And all this training is paying off. Cause at number 6, I bet you didn't know that players got paid over $1 billion to be in NBA 2K. Yeah.
Come here, check this out. Check this out. Check this out.
That's crazy. I play 2K all the time.
This cannot.
Back in 2019, the NBA Players Association signed a 7-year deal with 2K worth an absurd $1.1 billion. That money is shared amongst the players that appear in the game. While specific numbers aren't public, it's estimated that the top NBA players can earn up to $250,000 a year just from being in 2K.
Dang.
These dudes get to play with themselves and get a bag doing it. That's legendary.
That's crazy.
So is number 5, because the NBA broke a world record. See, in 2010, the NBA wanted to take their All-Star game to new heights. As the saying goes, everything's bigger in Texas. So the league went down to Dallas and got to work, turning the Cowboys Stadium into an NBA arena. And this game hit it big, because by the end of the night, it set a world record for the most fans in attendance in basketball history. 108,713 people. Damn, that place was loaded. But imagine if all those people were subscribed to Rebound. We'd be unstoppable. So what are you doing? Subscribe. But if we're talking unstoppable, we gotta mention number 4. There's an NBA player that has more rings than Bill Russell. See, this man dominated the league, winning 11 NBA championships. 11. And for decades, this was the most rings a player had ever seen. But in 1983, everything changed as the league started giving out custom rings to NBA All-Stars. Yeah, and if you add up every ring that's been given out over the years, the player with the most rings is Kobe Bryant with 23. But alright, dog, it's top 3 time. So we're taking you didn't know to the extreme. And first, we gotta talk about the curse of the Denver Nuggets. Back in 1975, the Nuggets were facing the Indiana Pacers in the division finals. During Game 2, Indiana decided to pull out their secret weapon, Dancing Harry. Now, if you thought this was just some harmless dancing, you'd be dead wrong. Dancing Harry put a hex on the Nuggets, and it must have worked, as the Pacers won the next 2 games. So going into Game 5, the Nuggets needed some magic of their own. And that's when they devised a plot to get revenge, hiring Rabota, the Golden Witch of the West, to put a curse on the Pacers. Yeah, they actually hired a witch, but in the end, I think Rabota must have cursed the wrong team. Because not only did the Nuggets go on to lose that night, but they also got eliminated from the playoffs just a couple of days later. And legend has it, Denver's still cursed to this day. But speaking of legends, for number 2, probably didn't know that there's only one jersey number that's retired by the NBA. See, with 5 MVPs, 12 All-Star games, and 11 championships, Bill Russell dominated the game. And yet, what he did off the court was even greater, because Bill was a trailblazer. He was the first black head coach in NBA history, and was even awarded a Presidential Medal of Freedom. So in 2022, when he sadly passed away, the NBA decided to honor Bill by permanently retiring his number 6 jersey, making this the first jersey number that's ever been retired league-wide. Man, really is a lot of things to know about the NBA. But what if I told you none of this would have ever happened if it weren't for number 1? Because there's no way you knew that the NBA was almost canceled. See, back in the 70s, the NBA had a huge problem on their hands. Their 2 biggest stars, Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell, had both retired. College basketball had become more popular than the pros, and drug scandals were ruining players' lives and the league's reputation. And throughout the decade, these issues caused the NBA's viewership to plummet. It got so bad that, by 1978, they weren't even televising the finals games live, and the league was considering getting rid of multiple teams. No one was watching the NBA. But then, something crazy happened. As in 1979, the NBA was taken over by 2 future GOATs at the same time, Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. And from that point on, the NBA was never the same.
And those 2 guys, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, saved the NBA
really saved the NBA from really going under, because at that particular point, it was only maybe 4 teams that were making money.
Yeah.
Out of at that time, I think they might have been 22 or 24 teams in the league. And these two guys came along and they just kind of saved the NBA. So, all these guys out here that's making all this money, they owe Magic and Larry Bird a lot of kudos.
Magic and Bird changed the NBA. They made basketball cool. Suddenly, fans were lining up to watch, to the point where, by 1985, the league had doubled in its viewership and revenue, and the NBA has been thriving ever since. But believe it or not, NBA players are blowing even more money than that. I mean, James Harden spent $1 million in one night. And Allen Iverson, he kept spending money till he went broke. Look, if you want to hear more, then you need to click on this video here, toots. You little tootsie toots. So I'm going to start calling you guys. You guys are toots now. What's going on, toots? Click on this video here, toots. Feel like Frank Sinatra. You don't know who Frank Sinatra? Forget it. Just click on the video. Jesus. Toots.
Ooh, well, I learned a whole bunch. I didn't know a lot of the stuff that was in that video. But that's going to be the end of this video. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, like the video, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.